Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I begin, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, turn that notification on so you be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. This video is sponsored by shirt right here. If you want a blue free shirt with kind words, go to your local Walmart, Walmart, Target, those department stores, and find you a free nice shirt. Today I got four sad stories for you guys, and we talk about a lot about how to prevent innocent people from being killed, and we're seeing more and more innocent people being killed. We have a 20-year-old woman who was fatally shot for pushing a baby in a stroller on the Upper East Side of New York City and all places. So the shooting occurred near the intersection of Lexington Avenue and 95th Street. The police said the victim's 3-month-old child was unhurt. So the child was unhurt. A 20-year-old woman was fatally shot Wednesday night by a gunman while she pushed her 3-month-old child in a stroller on the Upper East Side, officials said. Another bleak episode in a wave of gun violence that has gripped New York City over the past 2 years. The victim was on East 95th Street near Lexington Avenue around 8:30 p.m. when an assailant shot her once in her head at a very close range. The police said she was taken to Metropolitan Hospital Center and pronounced dead, officials said. The attacker, who was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and black pants, ran off after firing, officials said, heading east down a tree-lined block with brownstone buildings on one side and a park and public school on the other. A law enforcement source who was granted anonymity to speak about an ongoing investigation said that one unknown caliber shell was recovered at the scene. The gunman's identity has not been released. The child was unhurt. The police said police officials did not identify the victim, and they said they have made no arrests. On Thursday morning, steps from where the woman was killed, Julio Cruz discovered the police on his car. He officers had done a road shooting Max Stillion's vehicle and they to conduct search. The time they need, said Mr. Cruz, 62. I hope they find something about this case. Mayor Eric Adams, speaking at a news conference at the site of the shooting Wednesday night, said the killing was another example of the surge of gun violence in New York and another reason he had made combating it a top priority. The mayor noted that he and the police commissioner, Kenshin Sewell, has spent the early part of the day with New York's Attorney General, Letitia James, announcing lawsuits that Miss James and the city have hired to crack down on the untrackable kit weapons called ghost guns. He and Miss Sorrell have met later with Senator Christian Gillibrand to discuss gun trafficking more broadly. This entire day, we have been addressing the problem of the over proliferation of guns on our streets, Mr. Adams said. More guns in our city means more lives lost, he added. It means more babies crying as those who really, it means more babies crying as those who love them lie dead. In an interview after the news conference, Julie Menon, a city council member who represented part of the Upper East Side, described the comment as absolutely unspeakable. She added this unrelenting gun violence has to stop. After earlier in the pandemic, shooting rates in New York have begun a bit, but they remain above their pre-pandemic levels. As of Sunday, there have been 624 shootings in the city this year, compared with 710 in the same period in 2021. That is a 12% drop, but still about 20% more than at the same point in 2019. Even amid the recent declines, the presence of gun violence, particularly in poor and working class neighborhoods with large black and Latino populations, has increased pressure on Mr. Adams. The young people have been victims of some of this year's high-profile shootings has only added urgency to addressing the problem. Just after midnight on June 19th, assistant, a 21-year-old man and college basketball standout was fatally shot at a popular summer picnicking area in Harlem. An officer that left 8 other people wounded. In May, an 11-year-old girl was killed when she was caught in a crossfire of teenagers in the Bronx. In March, a 12-year-old boy was struck and killed by a bullet as he sat in a car in Brooklyn eating a meal with his family. In April, a 60-year-old woman was shot and killed in a crossfire in the Bronx. On Wednesday night, Stephanie McGraw, the founder of We All Rally Matter, a Harlem-based organization known as WARN, that aids domestic violence victims, were just inside the police tape, coordinating off the site of the shooting. Miss McGraw said she was there because she got a call, but declined to elaborate. The authorities said only that the circumstances surrounding the shooting was under investigation. She speculated that police might be involved. Two law enforcement officials claimed that the police were looking at the killing as a potential incident of domestic violence. You don't just randomly shoot a woman with a small child point blank in the head, Miss McGraw said. That's rage. Just up Lexington Avenue from where the shooting occurred, Sophia Milo called with loading a cart carrying a tail laundry bag into her apartment. Severely Playground. The hood is known for its townhouses, pearl buildings, glaciers, and its proximity to Central Park, Shorts Park, the location of the mayoral residence, Gracie Ranch. Calves and dealers line 95th Street, a block south of one commercial area near the FDR Drive, which runs along the east side of Manhattan. Now, I don't understand what people are right to go around and just shoot people in the head like it's nothing. And then to open fire in the same direction where a child was sitting in a stroller. I think like that. See, that should outrage the city of New York. Because time and time again, we are seeing innocent people being injured and killed in violent acts. Violent act that somebody committed. And what you don't see is Black Lives Matter. What you don't see is the community coming together. A 20-year-old should not have a 3-month-old should not have a reproductive mother. But this is the type of world we live in. It's a violent place. And it depends on where you are in the world. And I think that whoever is responsible for this needs to turn themselves in. You are a coward. You are a waste of space to do such a thing like this and such a heinous it's heinous. You did this out of what? And what about these killers? As soon as they get caught, they want to plead insanity. Play dumb. I don't know. Because you committed that. So you know what happened. You know what happened. I guarantee you, the suspect has a criminal history, a criminal past. This is a real criminal. Because if he can go around killing people and shooting at people, imagine he was before he did this. Imagine, he probably out lying people, all sorts of things. Let me think about this particular story. The victim's family and your thoughts and prayers. Keep the child in your thoughts and prayers and tell me what you think about this particular story. Let's speak up. These children can speak for themselves. Can't imagine losing a loved one to violence.
Keep on praying. No. You gotta be doing that. Yo, why y'all sit down? Bring this shit up. Yeah. What's wrong?
Father of 10-month-old girl located and arrested on kidnapping charge. His name is Anthony D. Mueller. Niagara Falls, New York. United States Marshal Task in connection to the non-abduction of his 10-month in early June. Just before 8 a.m. on June 11th, Anthony Mueller Jr. allegedly unlawfully entered the Sweetwood Drive apartment where His daughter and daughter's mother led and took the 10-month old according to Nassau County Sheriff's Office. An Amber Alert was issued for the child, and the vehicle believed to be used in the abduction was later found unoccupied in the Woodland Manufactured Home community of Lockport. The child was later returned to her mother unharmed by a relative of Anthony Mullen. Arrest warrants for Mullen was issued and the U.S. Marshal located him. The 37-year-old was turned over to the Niagara County Sheriff's Office Warrants Division and locked up at the Niagara County Correctional Facility. He's facing second-degree kidnapping, first-degree criminal contempt, second-degree criminal contempt, second-degree burglary, first-degree reckless endangerment, second-degree reckless endangerment, and endangering the welfare of a child charges. Mullen also has several outstanding bench warrants. He remains behind bars of his arraignment. I think about mothers a lot.
Me neither.
This guy is a career criminal. Yet,
Look right here. Oh
you
my
have a baby by him. This man is a career criminal with a serious record, with serious felonies. It's very important to do a background check before laying down with a man or a woman. It's just that simple. Because now you're bringing children into the world. You already know that the father is not a good father. So why would you put that child in that predicament? Again, it's important to do the homework. And women love to say they're smart ones. Yeah. But that's what women today sitting behind bars for them to think about to their significant children or just being ankle or just not thinking before reacting to things. And like a man who's also doing the same. So that really, this it should be a wake up call to women to do your research before just being with any and everybody.
Now you gotta add something like show them right over you.
It is simple. It is simple to sleep with a man. It's simple. But you got to want to understand that this man start being with this man. If you know this man had a criminal history from day one, you should never procreate with him. You should have never had intimacy with him. This man should never been around to begin with. Come to the story in the comments down below and your thoughts and opinions on to the next story.
Oh, I had put the chicken in the oven and that chicken will go back to that chicken. That's what it's expensive. Do it again. I gotta start something.
Yeah, he gets that to do.
What you looking at?
I got something about y'all. I got some big fat more money than on you. Yeah. But wait back here. I know you was the first one to call.
Darwin Ferguson's daughter alleges that her father she was abused by her father. This happened in Clayton, Missouri. Lynn Ferguson, Christian Ferguson's sister, testified in court Wednesday morning that she was abused by her father. Darwin Ferguson, as a result, she was hesitant to report anything about Christian's disappearance to authorities or DFS. Darwin Ferguson is on trial for first-degree murder and child abuse, resulting in death after his son Christian disappeared in June of 2003. Christian had a rare metabolic condition, was disabled, and required around-the-clock care. On the morning of June 11, 2003, Darwin Ferguson called 911 from a payphone outside of Gas at Page and Skinner to report his SUV has been carjacked with Christian still inside the vehicle. Darwin said he was bringing Christian to St. Louis Children's Hospital at the time and had stopped to call the hospital. In events of the driver, police found the SUV hours later, but not Christian. Court documents said Christian would have died within 48 hours without his proper medication. Christian was never found. He was 9. The boy had since been presumed dead. Christian was born with a genetic disorder of 1 metabolism called citrullinemia, which means the body produces more ammonia in the blood. As a result, the boy needed to be on medication and could only ingest a minuscule amount of protein in his daily diet. At the start of the testimony, Lynn identified Dawn Ferguson as a sperm donor and not her father. Lynn, who was 8 years old at the time of Christian's disappearance, said she shared a bedroom with Christian or other siblings at their own rooms at the house. According to Lynn, Christian was really thin after a January 2001 trip to the hospital. She said you could see Christian's pelvic bones and the notches in the spine. She remembered being able to play with her brother before that 2001 hospital visit and said he could get around normally too. Lynn described her father's abuse and mistreatment of Christian over the years. She told the court she has never witnessed Dawn feed or give medicine to Christian. She said Christian was tethered to his bed with his comforter on multiple occasions. She remembered one instance when the family went to a hotel that night and left Christian restrained on his bed with lights turned off after the accident. She could not recall any adults ever being at the home when that happened. Lynn testified that when she was between the ages of 6 and 8, she routinely bathed Christian because he was dirty and sitting in solid diapers for prolonged periods of time. On June 10, 2003, the day before Christian's disappearance, Lynn said she noticed Christian's feeding tube was missing. She said, told Darwin's wife at the time, who said she already knew about it. Christian was moaning and groaning in the entire day and seemed to be in intense pain. Lynn said her brother's discomfort continued into the night. Lynn said Darwin and his ex-wife, Monica, came into the room in the middle of the night and took Christian into the TV room. Lynn does not believe Darwin and Monica knew she was awake at the time. Lynn told the court she could not see into the TV room from her bed. She described what sounded like a struggle. She said groaning got more intense and it suddenly stopped. She then heard Monica making a noise that sounded like whimpering. Darwin then brought Christian back into his bed and said Michael stood in the doorway and seemed to be crying. Christian was not moving and not making any noise at the time, but he said a short time later, Darwin went to the bedroom and picked Christian out in a comforter. Okay.
Yo, DJ. Chill, DJ. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Where you at? I'm about to show you something. No. Don't kill me. Bro, chill. I want to show you something. You stand right there. Look at Nigga, what? Okay, I'm about to show you how I do it. No, chill. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, bro. Look, this is how I come away. See this?
Tower testimony in day 3 of DeJuan Ferguson.
And I got hit.
He's charged with killing his 6-year-old son.
Among those to testify
That's all.
Brennan Annie, Christian stepsister and an FBI agent who specializes in interviewing children and teens. Some of the most moving testimony came from Christian Ferguson's younger sister, Lynn. Lynn Ferguson, Christian's younger sister, told the courtroom about the last time she saw her brother. She says their father, Juan Ferguson, came to the room she shared with Christian, picked him up, and brought him to the home's TV room.
Well, his moaning and groaning got more intense, it seemed. And then all of a sudden it stopped after some kind of struggle.
Lynn says DeJuan then carried Christian back into the bedroom.
If I look back on that memory, it seems that he was gone at that point, no longer living. But because I couldn't hear him breathing, I couldn't see him moving.
Lynn testified DeJuan returned to the bedroom later in the evening with a blanket, picked up Christian, and took him outside to the car.
Did you ever see your brother Christian again after that?
Lynn and Christian's stepsister, Deshonda Linwood, testified she was also in the home that June 2003 night.
Can you describe specifically what you were holding?
TJ, you got some?
Holding him in a cradle type of position. Like I said, covered in a blanket, a blue blanket. But again, I couldn't see anything else.
Ruth Coleman also testified. She's a former teacher who DeJuan hired as a live-in nanny for Christian and Lynn. She would go on to date DeJuan Ferguson while working and living in the home. She said she moved out and they stopped dating prior to Christian's disappearance.
Did you have a conversation with DeJuan Ferguson about it? Yes. Did you ask him what had happened? Yes. What did he tell you? You know me, I had to do what I had to do. When he said, you know me, I did what I had to do, did you ask any further questions as to what that meant? I just looked down.
One of Wednesday's biggest revelations came as defense attorneys cross-examined Lynn Ferguson. Very briefly.
My closing thoughts. It's important to, again, I think that some people just want to have children. It's just what it is. People have children for just the benefits from the child, the money. This father was nothing but an evil, wicked, I don't know, but he needs life in prison without parole. I think that his time on earth is done. I think you could just see the evil in his eyes, in his face. His father, I think there's more to the story. I think once I come out, I think that more details will be released. I think that this was planned, orchestrated, and this was written. This father needs jail time, and a lot of it.
What?
Them right there.
Oh, some of these are mine, some of them are pictures.
What one?
Some written,
Who did you do that?
no, you got mine.
Yeah.
Oh, mine.
And this story, 3, let me get that again. 3 kids burglarized a home on Chautauqua Lake. Lakewood, New York. Buffalo News. A home on Chautauqua Lake in the village of Lakewood was broken into by 3 12-year-olds on Wednesday. Police were dispatched to the scene with discovered multiple liquor bottles and a 9mm handgun, and they were taken from the home, according to Lakewood Bell-Style Police Department. Following My police also discovered a security video showing the suspects swimming in the homeowner's pool. The juvenile was sent to family court on grand larceny, burglary, and petty larceny charges. Three 12-year-olds. Let me read that again for you. Three 12-year-olds. What the hell the parents at? Charge the parents. This is neglect. This is neglect. You shouldn't be. That's the worst bastard ever. Three children alone, wandering and going into people's property. Come on, parents. You're fooling your children. You're fooling yourself as a parent. Because as a parent, your responsibility as a parent and your duty as a parent is to be responsible and look after your children. Now, the parents should be arrested because this is a straight neglect case. And let me tell you this: there's people out here nowadays that will willingly shoot you just for going on their property, just for trespassing, shoot you dead. It could have been a case right here, and it could have been a justifiable case where you put somebody's property into their swimming pool, burglarize their property, you do all of that. Then you can't be mad when your children end up dead because they were on somebody else's property because you wasn't a suitable parent. This is a straight neglect case. These parents failed these two 12-year-olds. No supervision, no nothing. It's not 12-year-olds running around. That's like saying, leaving an infant by themselves at home. Have an uneducated person come into your house. And it's like, I mean, come on. It makes no sense whatsoever. And you already know what the parents going to be doing in court. Oh, my son is good. My son is this. My son is that. No. Yeah, your son is that because they got caught. You caught. So, Christian, the children, I guess, they're not. They're going around committing crimes. You got to use more common sense. Common sense. It's sad. I'm gonna end the video off here. Like, comment, subscribe. To the 20-year-old who was killed, RIP. You didn't deserve to die like that, and I hope that your family get justice for the 3-month-old who witnessed his mother being shot like that and killed. Well, yeah, the 3-month-old. I hope that as time goes on and as you get older, that you get the professional help that child, that baby's gonna get professional help. Because that's easy to see your mother fatally shot like that. To the father who kidnapped his 10-month-old after he was not supposed to be in reach. Dude deserves to be in jail and no bond. To the father who killed his son, DeJuan Ferguson, USA, he used to be doing some jail time and a lot of it too. To 3 kids who burglarized the home. I hope that this is a learning lesson that you can't just go around committing crimes. That's just what it is. And I hope that restitution or community services, I hope that it'll help you grow as time goes, because you committing crimes at a young age. That don't look good on your record at 12. So think about that. Think about, think twice before going to commit a crime, because that's going to be on your record. for a long time. It's not coming up for a long time, so think about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And subscribe. Please subscribe. Please get this video. Subscribe up. We had an advocate. A special announcement that I want to say. Starting Monday, on Mondays, so this Monday, I will no longer be posting videos on Monday on this account. On Mondays, I will be doing something totally different on a different account. I will be filming and posting videos on Mondays on a different account. Just talking about backstories that happen in the communities. So on Mondays, that's what's going to happen. So I'll see you guys on Fridays and Wednesdays. So Wednesdays and Fridays, I will be here. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on Wednesdays. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll see you guys on Tuesdays. I'm going to push it to Tuesdays. So I'm going to start doing Tuesdays and Fridays on Tuesdays to Fridays right here. Because Mondays, I'm going to be start strolling on a bike and filming for you guys. So I see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.
It's nice, Jerome.